गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भयनाशनं विशतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पते नमः। कुजण्डं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीके मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं गोष्पदीकृतवारीशं वशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे लीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। Hanuman, his body covered with arrows, was outraged. Right near him had fallen the huge pillar from the gate with which he had struck down those kinkaras was lying there. He picked it up. He picked up that same iron beam and whirling it with one whirl with incredible speed, with one leap, he brought it smashing down on Jambumali's chest. And Valmiki says, nothing was left. Jambumali was not to be seen after that hit him. Neither was his head seen, nor could anybody, nor his arms, nor his knees. His bow was not there, his chariot was not there, there were no horses, no arrows. Everything had been smashed to smithereens by that one knock that Hanuman had given with that huge beam. One knock he gave and Jambumali was smashed to smithereens. Valmiki says, like a tree completely decimating when it has been blasted. Nothing was left. Jambumali was dead. The Kinkaras were dead. The remaining army ran. And they ran to Ravana and said, Jambumali is no more. Ravana, angry, he ordered out. There were seven young sons of ministers who were great warriors. He ordered them out, saying, now go, Jambumali has been killed, so I depend on you, go get that monkey. And these great seven sons of seven ministers, ambitious youngsters, all of them horse-drawn chariots with beautiful golden colored embellishments in the chariots and all that, flags making a din like the rain clouds. They started off with great eagerness. They were in high spirits. They twanged their bow, and that bow with gold was shining like lightning. And they started with a low rumble, boom, 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 boom. They started towards where Hanuman was. They were eager. They were absolutely eager. But their mothers were not. Their mothers, their relations, their well-wishers, all of them knew that Samay has done the incredible thing of killing all the 80,000 Kinkaras. But the minister's sons, who were all dressed for the occasion, wearing jewels of gold, etc. So slowly they moved, rumble, and they were rushing towards Hanuman. They rushed upon him, who was now standing upon the gateway looking, who's coming next. And there were these sons of seven ministers. Each was very keen to be the one to get him. They were all in competition with each other, says Valmiki. Each was keen to outperform the other. So they were all there. They came rushing. Huge Rakshasas they were, these youngsters. Huge as clouds. And they moved about in the battlefield. They moved about discharging a shower of arrows upon Hanuman. Huge shower of arrows. The din of the rushing of the chariots, the deafening war whoops. It was like a rain cloud descending upon Hanuman, a rain cloud of arrows, and Hanuman was hidden from you like a mountain crest on which the summer monsoon is coming down upon the Himalayas, completely covering the sky. The mountains become invisible. Like that for a moment, Hanuman could not be seen under the downpour of arrows that they were showering at him. But Hanuman had already moved. He was just too fast for the arrows. He darted about so quickly in the sky. He completely outpaced their chariots. He was nowhere where they were shooting. They looked upon him, and then from the sky he started playing with them, it seems. He started playing with them like the wind god, like Vayu Bhagavan, playing with clouds which comes armed with the rainbow. Like that, he just started playing with them, and then letting off a terrible yell that put the terror, they put a terror into the hearts of these seven sons. He made a lightning attack upon those Rakshasas. He struck some, they couldn't see where he was coming from. He struck some with his open palm. He struck some with his feet. He pummeled some with his fist. He just tore apart some with his nails. He crushed some with his chest. He kicked some with his thighs. He just shouted at some, and they simply tumbled down. Like a tornado, he went through them. The way he went through them, the elephant army was squealing in fear. The horses were simply dropping down dead. The earth was scattered with chariots and chariots which were completely broken. The seats fallen somewhere, flags fallen somewhere, umbrellas broken to pieces. The roads in the battlefield were running rivers of blood, and Lanka was filled with discordant echo of blood-curdling din. He just destroyed them. And having destroyed them all, Hanuman, of immeasurable strength, he simply returned to the gateway, sat down there to look, eager to do battle again with who might come next. Ravana was appraised of the death of the seven sons of the seven ministers. Ravana decided it is best to keep his thoughts to himself. He resolved what is to be done next. He called his 5 hand-picked army chiefs, Virupaksha, Vyupaksha, Durdhara, Praghasa and Bhasakarna. He called them all and he said, March forth, all of you great army chiefs. March forth, taking a great force of horses, chariots, elephant divisions with you. And you must capture that ape. In dealing with that creature of the wilds, be extremely alert and take such steps as is appropriate with the time and place. Judging from what he has done, I think he is no ordinary monkey. He is no monkey at all. He is some mighty creature possessed of infinite strength. Perhaps he is a creature that is created by Indra, using the power of his tapasya for our destruction. O chiefs, I have defeated along with you all the devas, the asuras, the great sages, the nagas, the yakshas, the gandharvas. We have defeated them all, and they are all our enemies. They are all bound to be having grounds against us, and they are all very much capable of trying to do something about it. I have no doubt that is what is happening now. Put forth your best efforts and capture him. Drishta hare purvam maya vipula vikrama vali cha sah sugrivo jambavanscha mahabala neelasena patischaiva ye chanye dvividadaya naivam tesham gati bhima na tejo na parakrama na matid na balotsaho na rupa parikalpanam. O chiefs, this is no monkey. I have seen monkeys. I have seen the greatest of monkeys. I have known in the past apes of great prowess like Vali and Sugriva. Mindayam Duvida. I have seen the bear Jambavan. I have seen Neela, the commander of Wali's army. They had nothing of the strength of this fellow. They had nothing like this formidable Gatir Bhima, swiftness. This formidable swiftness of this monkey. Na tejo, na parakrama, na mati, not his intelligence. Na balo, not the strength, na utsaho, not the energy. Na rupa parikalpanam, not his fellow's ability to take any form at will. He simply expands. Mahat sattvamidam jeyam kapirupam vyavasthitam prayatnam mahadasthaya kriyatamasya nigraha. Mahat sattvamidam jeyam kapirupam vyavasthitam. You may be sure that it is a mighty power that has taken the form of a monkey. And it has come here on purpose. But then by a mighty effort, you should destroy this monkey. No doubt, all the three worlds, along with Indra, the Devas, the Asuras, the humans, none of them can take a stand against you in the battlefield. You are my hand-picked chiefs of army. But then the prudent, the shrewd student of politics knows. And you should know that in order to win in battle, you must protect your own person by every means open to you. Protect yourself, for victory in battle is notoriously chancy. Go now and destroy the Dev. Obedient to the words of the masters, these were not 7 sons of 7 ministers. These were chiefs. Chiefs of Ravana. Not given to doing impulsively anything. Who would go to a strategy, who would work to a plan, who would all be in tune with each other, what they have to do. And they don't even need to discuss. They would know exactly how to move. They moved. Along with a great army having all kinds of weapons. And they beheld the great ape who was sitting on the gateway. He was sitting on the gateway, huge size. He was dazzling by his splendor. He looked like a rising sun. He was like the sun with a mass of rays. He was sitting there on that gateway, looking as if he possessed limitless energy, enterprise and strength. Quickly, before anybody could say anything, they had taken 5 different positions around the ape. They had taken stock of the situation and they had attacked. Durdhara struck Hanuman on his head with 5 sharp arrows with tips which were yellow tips which resembled lily petals, like that. 5 sharp arrows and hit Hanuman before he could say anything, and hit by the arrows in the head. Hanuman lost no time. He simply sprang in the air with a roar which was echoing in all 10 directions. The thing with Hanuman is, firstly, he is Vayu Bhagavan himself. Secondly, even when he had said the Ramayana from the tree, when Sita was sitting below, she was looking in all directions. Where is this coming from? His voice is like that. It fills every direction. Maybe he can throw his voice like a ventriloquist. I don't know. But you just can't make out where he is roaring from or speaking from, or it comes from all over. From behind you, in front of you, inside of you, etc. So there he was. He was leaping high into the air, roaring, which echoing from all 10 directions, and then from high into the air, he just simply dived down. He dived down and plummeted onto Durdhara's chariot, striking it violently like a lightning coming down and hitting a mountain. Like Durdhara had hit him in his forehead with 5 arrows. He simply fell down dead from that chariot. and his 8 horses were just battered into a shapeless mass. His chariot was in pieces. The first attacker was dead. The general was dead. Enraged at the sight of this, Virupaksha and Upaksha, they rushed to the attack. And Hanuman, he sprang into the sky again. And again now suddenly diving down like Garuda. He uprooted a tree and one swish, he just killed them both. 3 dead, 2 to go. Seeing 3 dead, Praghasa and Bhasakarna who were now left, they advanced. They advanced towards him. The ape, his body was just bedaubed with blood. Bedaubed with blood from the wounds that had been inflicted. And they rushed and they were advancing towards him, about to kill him. In his rage, he just uprooted a hill that was nearby, Hanuman. A huge hill. He just uprooted that hill. Samutpatya Gire Sringam, the top of the hill, he just broke away. Gire Sringam, Samrugavyala Padapam Jagana Hanuman Viro Rakshasa Okapi Kunjana. That hill which he had snatched off, in that hill there are deer, there are tigers, there are trees, etc., carnivores, etc. He didn't care. He just, along with the whole lot of them, hurled it at these 2 people. Along with all of them, it just went crashing into these 2 army chiefs and crushed them to death. The 5 commanders had been slain. And then he turned towards the army that they had brought. He turned towards the army that they had brought, and the ape just slaughtered them. He slaughtered them like Indra slaughtering the Asuras. He would pick up horses and hurl them at horses. He would pick up elephants and hurl them at elephants. He picked up chariots and hurled them into chariots. He picked up a fighter and threw them at a fighter, like that. And soon the entire place was cluttered up with dead horses, dead elephants, broken chariots completely, Rakshasas dead. All the roads on the battlefield was completely impassable. Blocked. Having destroyed the commanders along with the armies and their vehicles, and seeing that there is very little else to do at the moment, the heroic Hanuman once again returned to the gateway for a brief rest. Valmiki says, for a brief rest like destroyer time, when all the creatures have been annihilated at Pralaya. During Pralaya, everything has been destroyed. And Kala takes some brief rest. Like that, Hanuman took some brief rest back on that gateway. Senapatin Panchasatu Pramapitan Hanumata Sanucharan Savahanan Samiksha Raja Samarodhaton Mukham Kumaramaksham Prasamaikshatagratah. When the news was brought of the slaying of the 5 commanders of the army, Hanuman had killed his 5 handpicked chiefs. When that news was brought to him, Ravana, the king of Rakshasas, turned towards his son, Akshakumara. The crown prince Akshakumara, the younger son, the younger brother of Meghanatha. Crown prince, the son of Ravana, hungry for a fight, straining at the leash. Let me go, let me go. He's sitting.